In the final 2 pages of your written statement, you lay out in some detail the circumstances of your phone calls with your Chinese counterparts on October 30th, 2020 and January 8th, 2021. You also say you'd be happy to make available various documents. I want to ask for 3 sets of documents, if we can get them. I think the first 2 should be fairly straightforward. One, could we get the list of people who joined you on those calls by name and by title?
Yes.
U.S. officials.
Yes.
2, could we get a list of similar calls you have made to your military counterparts around the world from, say, September 1, 2020 to January 20th, 2021?
Sure. Yes.
Again, I think there should not be an issue. There should not have any classified information. Third, you mentioned in that written statement that you, shortly after those 2 phone calls with General Lee, circulated readouts within the Pentagon and inside the interagency partners you have. Could we get those readouts as well?
Yes.
Secretary Austin, can I get your commitment that you'll work with General Milley and his team to get that to us both as quickly as possible and without unnecessary classification?
Yes, Senator.
Thank you. Secretary Austin, on May 8th, you conducted at the Pentagon what's known as a rehearsal of concept drill, also called a rock drill. Is that right?
That's correct.
And that's pretty important, especially for such a significant decision as withdrawing from Afghanistan. Is that right?
That's correct.
And it's been reported that you attended, General Milley attended, Jake Sullivan attended, Bill Burns attended. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Did Tony Blinken attend?
His deputy attended, Senator.
His number 2 deputy, Wendy Sherman?
No.
Brian McKeon.
Yeah, McKeon.
His number 3 deputy, Brian McKeon. Do you know where Tony Blinken was on Saturday, May 8th?
I don't.
Do you know if he used any DOD resources to travel between May 7th and May 10th?
I can certainly find out, but that's not something I was saying.
Yeah, I understand it's not right at your fingertips, but I think we should probably get it pretty quickly. I'd like to know if Secretary Blinken used any DOD assets, whether aircraft or air bases or personnel, air crews or ground crews, to travel between May 7th, 2021 and May 10th, 2021. Thank you for that. Secretary Austin, who chose September 11th as the date by which we would withdraw from Afghanistan?
I'm not sure that, well, certainly that was not a military recommendation, but the military, when asked to provide an estimate of how long it would take to retrograde our people and equipment, that number fell in the range of possibly up to 120 days, but certainly much shorter than that if we were uncontested. And as it turned out, we were uncontested. That date takes you to the end of August.
I'm sorry, Secretary, my time is limited. So can you tell me who it was that directed you, the Secretary of Defense, that September 11th was the date by which you would complete the withdrawal?
Nobody directed us that September 11th was a date that we would complete. I think that was an objective that was laid out by the administration.
I believe the President announced that in mid-April when he announced the decision. Someone had to come up with that date. You can't recall who it was that recommended September 11th?
No, that was not a military recommendation.
General Milley, is there any military significance to withdrawing by September 11th?
I don't know who come up with it.
Okay.
Sure, the significance of September 11th.
General McKenzie, it's been reported by NBC News that you told Taliban leader Bardar on August 15th that if they took Kabul, we would bomb them. They obviously took Kabul on August 15th. We didn't bomb them. Is the report that you told him that correct?
That report is incorrect.
It's incorrect. Thank you. General McKenzie, why did we not conduct ground patrols into Kabul? The French did, the British did, the Germans did. We stepped outside the gate some. We flew Chinooks out to police up our people. Why did we not conduct ground patrols?
Senator, actually, I don't believe any of those nations conducted ground patrols into Kabul from HKIA. I believe that the British went out to what they call the Baron Hotel, which is a facility located about 150 meters off the HKIA compound, and they did business there. But no one conducted ground patrols off from HKIA going out. In fact, I'm very confident of that based on, I looked into it with my commander on the ground, so I'm quite confident when I make that assertion.
Thank you. Secretary Austin, one final question. Obviously, this is an issue on which many of our troops and our veterans feel very passionately on both sides of the issue. One of those service members, Marine Colonel Stuart Scheller, posted a very critical video on social media last month, and he was relieved of his command for that posting. Media reports today indicate that he is being held in pretrial confinement. Why is that?
I don't have any specifics of what caused him to be held in pretrial confinement, and I would certainly ask the Marines to provide that insight. So,
Thank you, Senator Cotton. Senator King, please. Do you need a moment?